Back with Bobby and JJ Radio, we have my man Wes Baerga here. He's a fellow executive board member of the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the owner of VuePoint Digital Marketing. He has been doing digital marketing for over 17 years, so I think he started when he was 3. I wanted to say, hey, first of all, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
We've been trying to get you on the show for a long time. I'm glad that you cut a little time for us. That's awesome. I want to start by asking the question, what is social media digital marketing? Tell us all about it.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime,
heard so many good things, heard a couple of episodes. They've been great. You guys have some really fantastic people, so I'm glad to be in the lineup and to be here with you guys and get a little rap session going on. But it's a good question. What is digital marketing, right? Sure. What is it? Essentially, it's an umbrella term, right? It's an umbrella term for the targeted, measurable, and interactive marketing of products and services using digital technologies to reach and convert leads into customers and retain them. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. And at VuePoint, what we do is basically take digital marketing and digital advertising. We create and manage strategies for corporations and organizations to be able to help them connect with those members and, using things like web development, social media, search engine optimization, and things of the like.
And so, sorry, go ahead. So this is some measurable. When you say measurable, you're actually saying, because I think a lot of people just throw it out there and see what happens, but you're saying there's an actual measurable amount of who's on where and what they're doing, and if they're coming back or they staying and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, that's actually what's great about digital marketing. That's a key component, right? Because traditionally speaking, billboards, radio, everything
you can't ever see.
It's difficult to measure that with everything tech on digital. Sure. There's always ways to measure every dollar that's spent, and so that's kind of the benefit of it, right? You can really tell. Should you continue to spend dollars in that sense, or should you increase, change things?
Because of the analytics behind it.
Right.
Whereas even radio, even on our station, it's not we can't see how many people are on the truck right now listening on Sunday, but we know the net of how far the broadcast goes. So that's not measurable. But like you said, a billboard, you can kind of tell people how many people drive by it, but you can never know how many people actually look up.
Right. The magic that we really try to push here is to do that blend. If we call digital and traditional, how do you kind of blend the two? How do we bring elements of digital technologies into radio or into a billboard, right? Where there's a call to action to get someone to engage or follow you on social media or engage on a web page or something of that nature. And you guys do that. Radio's starting to do that, so that way you can see if you're engaging or reaching your audiences in a digital way. So that's kind of the real solution. The real thinking is, how do you marry the two?
Right. Awesome.
So what are some of the biggest mistakes that you've seen business owners make when it comes to digital marketing?
Not having it at all. That's number one.
We've seen that.
Yeah, right. The big thing though is not having a plan. Not having a plan. So a lot of times you'll see people have a Facebook page or some social media component, even email campaigns, right? It's been around a long time, but not having a real solid thought through plan is your biggest. How's the adage go? Not having a plan is essentially a plan to fail. So not having a plan is basically the biggest number one mistake I always see.
Is either not having it or just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Right. So you want to have a plan, and everyone is now realizing that social media is important. But if you do have a platform, sometimes you get people to do that shotgun approach, and they'll get every single platform for their business, but not having a plan for it. And that actually hurts you. It makes you look bad, because if somebody goes to LinkedIn and they don't see that you have a real presence on there, it actually looks like you're not a legitimate business or a dying business. So only use what you need, only use what you're going to have a solid plan for.
So why do you think it's so important for business owners to have digital marketing to grow?
Well, let's backtrack a little bit, right?
Sure.
Let's go back to in dinosaur ages in terms of digital. Let's go back about 15. Yeah, right. You remember you were there? Let's go back about 15 years when individuals were trying to understand whether they need a website or not. Now today, you understand if you don't have a website for your business, you don't exist. It's ridiculous to even fathom that having one. So digital marketing is starting to get to that point where if you don't have digital marketing, it's ridiculous. Everyone now is starting to be connected digitally, tablets, smartphones, all that kind of stuff. So if you don't have digital components to your business, you're missing your audience, you're missing traffic, and essentially dying. So it's the new aspect of, do you have a website? Well, now do you have a digital marketing strategy? So it's critically important.
If you're just joining us, we're speaking with Wes Baerga. He's the owner of VuePoint Digital Marketing, and we're talking everything digital marketing. Wes, do you feel that San Antonio is a little bit behind in this arena?
Unfortunately, it really is, and so the question is why? Why is it behind? If you understand the makeup of our great city, San Antonio is actually made up of about 40,000 or some odd small businesses, right? Which actually employs about 80% of our workforce. It's really crazy when you think about it and put it in perspective. But so why are we behind? I think because as a small business, you're wrapped up in thinking about the operation of the business, what you're doing, surviving, getting new customers. So sometimes marketing and those aspects fall behind. So there's a bunch of reasons. One, because it's not your expertise, so you're not thinking about it. Number two,
houses, dude. I don't do digital.
Well, you need it. You definitely need it, right? Your audience is using it, right? They're using social media. They're using phones. There's a lot of apps that they use to find homes and look up what's on the market. So there's a lot of strategies to be able to do that. But to answer the question specifically, it's critically important for small business owners, and I think they miss it because it's another added expense. And when you're a small business, you're obviously really looking for every dollar that goes out, and so sometimes it's hard to see that value for the marketing when it's actually one of the most critical components to your success.
Sure. And so you feel that in the more micro or corporate level, the difference between them and the small businesses, they actually put that money aside and they know that it's important. And with the smaller business owners, they haven't figured that out yet.
In San Antonio, even larger companies kind of are missing the boat here. I think primarily because it's not a market that really has digital marketing as a whole as some of the bigger market cities. So with VuePoint, we're cutting our teeth with San Antonio here and on the cutting edge, if you will, on digital marketing. So from that perspective, when you're talking about the competition, it's not something that you might need to absolutely have because your competition isn't really strongly using it, and so it's not until you start to see one big corporation really bringing it to the table here that everyone else starts to compete on it in this market like they are in bigger cities as well.
Sure. Like I know that you have some clientele in the hospital industry, and then you're kind of the forefront in the city, so you feel that everyone's going to elevate their game at the same time, hopefully here in the city, and then it's going to be a lot more rapid like it is in Austin and other
necessity is the mother of all invention, right? So when you see your competition really kicking your butt in a certain area, be it digital marketing, you'll get with the program real quick.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to speak some more with Wes Baerga, the owner of VuePoint Digital Marketing. If you're a small, micro, or even large business and you have not contacted this gentleman, you have to. He's dapper. He's cool. He's the board member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And dapper again. You can reach him at 210-858-7295. Again, that's 858-7295. Or you go to VuePointCreative.com.